Joined now by the assistant general manager of the Vancouver Gold Stars. No, it's player agent Dan Milstein and his collection of clients on the Vancouver Canucks. That's only growing. Dan, how you doing?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
You're more than welcome. Nikita Zadorov, kind of a guy. What kind of a player are the Vancouver Canucks getting?
Nikita is a great. He's a very good hockey player, but he is a very good guy. He's going to be a fan favorite. He is going to be very popular in the locker room, and he's very outspoken. And as a hockey player, you already know all the qualities.
We know he was seeking a trade. How did he feel about Vancouver being the end destination?
Vancouver has always been at the top of the list, and he was very happy when he learned that that he was going to go to Vancouver.
What attracted him to the Canucks?
Low taxes and good sushi.
I don't know about the taxes part, but the sushi is definitely bang on. Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got a stable here. Does that play into it, countrymen and some familiarity?
I mean, guys, I have clients that live in 26 teams, and we're growing. So, so we have clients everywhere. And if it was up to me, I'd put everybody in Tampa, but the salary cap does not allow that. But all the jokes aside, Patrick and Jim have done a great job rebuilding this team in such a short period of time. Obviously, I communicate with them just like with other teams virtually daily, and I'm very pleased and excited for what they've done in such a short period of time. Nikita would like to winning to him is the most important thing, and he feels that he could help the Vancouver Canucks to bring the Stanley Cup. As far as the other guys on the team, Ilia Mikheyev and Andrei Kuzmenko, they trained together in the summers. Obviously, Andrei Kuzmenko spent the first 2 months of his summer in Bali and wherever else he's been. But in August, they trained together in Miami, and Ilya and Nikita spent training the entire summer. So they're good friends, and they're going to be great teammates.
Why did Nikita want to move on from Calgary, Dan? And how does he feel about making his Canucks debut right back in Calgary against his old teammates?
Hey, I told him this morning. I said, "Hey, don't mix up the locker rooms."
That's right.
But he liked his time. He enjoyed his time in Calgary. He said good relationship. Obviously, Daryl Sutter helped him to develop and take his game to the next level. Obviously, Craig Conroy and last season Brett Treliving been nothing but great. So despite the fact that we went public, if you will, or it broke kind of got out. And we asked for a trade. There's nothing but there's a respect towards the team and the management. With that said, it was time for Nikita to move on. And he felt that there were a few teams on the list, and like I said, Vancouver's been at the top of that list. And he just felt that he could help the team to win, and winning to Nikita is the most important thing. That's why he's been so outspoken at times, and he just wants to win.
If the conditions were right, would he be willing to re-sign with the Canucks right now, or does he want to take some time and see how this goes in Vancouver?
Guys, let's date a little before we get hitched.
Oh, wow, okay. We'll take you out for dinner. Yeah.
I mean, certainly, Vancouver's been at the top of Nikita's list, and Vancouver feels, I would imagine, very comfortable doing business with me and with Nikita as well. But at the same time, let him get in, let him show what he can do, and let's win some games, and we'll talk about the future.
He's coming off a great year last year, 14 goals. This is the contract year, though. I mean, I would guess a guy in his late 20s, he's probably thinking I deserve one more raise here as my career goes on here. I'm assuming you're thinking he's above 3.75, which is where he is now per year.
Guys, it's not about just scoring goals. I mean, he's a stay-at-home defenseman. He brings other things to the table. He's a phenomenal playoffs player. Look at his playoffs performance every year when the team made the playoffs. So he's going to be huge in the playoffs. And so with that said, let him just come in, let him help the team start winning more games, and we'll take it from there.
Does he enjoy the right side as much as the left side, or more? Has he ever expressed that desire from you?
Well, on the right side, he hasn't played in the last 6 years, and on the final games in Calgary, they had a need, so he stepped in and played on the right side. So it's going to be up to the coaching staff and Nikita to determine where he fits the team the best to help him win. Like I said, in the end, it's all about the winning. I mean, if you want him to go play forward and play power play, he'll go do that. So we'll leave it up to the coaching staff to work with Nikita, and they'll figure out.
Look forward to speaking to him at some point, Dan, because he put a Pride jersey on last year. And to my knowledge, he's been the only Russian NHL player to speak out against the war in Ukraine, or speak out as strongly as he did. What kind of repercussions have that brought? Why was it important to him to express those political views?
Good question. I'd defer to Nikita. He is a big guy. He can answer all those questions when you guys invite him to your show.
We look forward to that, Dan.
The other key members of your squad here, Andrei Kuzmenko, he's had himself a week as well. He was sat down by Rick Tocchet for a couple of games for a variety of circumstances. I don't know if they lose that first game. If he sits out the second, probably not. But he's shown better in the last couple of games and scores a beauty last night. Do you get the feeling he's exhaled now and has put that chapter behind? He's ready to shoot a little bit more and be a part of the solution here?
Guys, the NHL season is 82 games plus the playoffs, right? It's not. This isn't a sprint; it's a marathon. It's going to take some time. Every single person, they have their ups and downs, and Vancouver Canucks, the management, the coaching staff, they've been very good to Andrei. They've been good to me. We keep open lines of communication. We know what's needed. Andrei knows what's happening. There is no break in the relationship by any means, and then Andrei is going to do just fine. We still have lots of hockey left to play, and I and Andrei, we sure hope that Vancouver wins the last game of the season, hopefully in June, and that's about it. It's about teams doing well. Everybody's putting up a lot of points, and sometimes it's not just about scoring goals, even for flashy forwards that are 39 goals a season. So don't worry about Andrei; he'll be totally fine, and that's all I have to say about that.
When last time we talked to you about Andrei, Dan, was in August, and you said, "Look, I told him there's a difference between KHL shape and NHL shape, and it's time to get into NHL shape." How do you think he did on that score? And then looking back on the Bally experiment, what would you say about it now?
Bali was not an experiment. He had very good trainers with him, and he came in fully prepared. Unfortunately, he got sick in the beginning, which wasn't really disclosed. There were a few other things, but like I said, guys, ask me all of this at the end of the season, and if it matters at all to you at that particular point in time. And I sure hope, and I know deep down that it won't matter after the final game of the season. So let's just concentrate on winning some more games. And like I said, we still have, what do we have, 60 more games to go or something along those lines, plus hopefully 20 games in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So let's just concentrate on the good stuff.
We've all been, it's been quite remarkable how Ilya has been able to drop into this lineup, Dan, coming off a significant surgery and play as well as he did. Take us through that process, because I know he was a little bit delayed in terms of getting into games with the Vancouver Canucks, missing preseason and training camp. Tell us what Ilya is saying these days and what you've made of his progress coming back from that big injury and surgery.
I am absolutely not surprised that Ilya was able to recover and come back without a preseason and play as well as he's been playing. Unfortunately for all of you guys in Vancouver, you have not seen the best of the last season of Ilya, because he basically gets injured at the beginning of the season and he played on one foot. So what you're seeing right now is more of a preseason, and we expect bigger, better things from him, and Ilya expects it too. I mean, he's a great two-way hockey player. He's gonna do well. He's gonna help the team to win. And I know that at times people were questioning The Vancouver Canucks, when we shut him down, they were questioning his contract and all kinds of other stuff. And like I said, what you're seeing right now is why Ilya is one of the best hockey players in the world.
His speed is his calling card. He's known as one of the best skaters in the NHL. Is that all the way back, Dan? Or if not, what percentage of the way back is the speed?
I mean, he's as fast as probably the fastest skater in the National Hockey League. But like I said, right now he's just because he hasn't played in 9 months or so, and just finally getting his preseason out, if you will. I expect bigger things from him, and he expects out of himself too. So he may or may not score every single night. But what he brings to the table, the contribution level is you cannot measure that with his points.
And he still managed the points even without that top end speed, which says a lot about the kind of player that he is. Danila Klimovich has not had the season that he would like to have. Again, health playing a big part in that. He's still so young, and we knew this is a project player for the Vancouver Canucks. Is this a valley that he's got to climb out of, or how would you describe where Danilo is at right now with Abbotsford?
So we have two players in HL, Max Sasson, of course, and Danilo. Let's not forget, Danilo is only 21 years old. He's unfortunately for him, he was injured with two different things that he's been battling since the training camp. So you guys have not seen him 100% healthy this season. But he's doing much better now. He's healthy. Also, he's been communicating with the Sedin brothers, with the management, with the coaching staff. He knows what's expected from him, and he's working towards it. And so this isn't a sprint. I know that you want them today, and you want a hat trick every single game. It's a marathon. It takes a very long time. Some guys make the NHL at 20. Some guys make the NHL at 30. And there is no time, there's no timeline. One thing I can tell you is that he's very happy to be in Vancouver. He's not asking for a trade. He knows exactly what's expected and what he needs to work on, and he's going to continue doing those things over this year, and hopefully he'll get his opportunity sometime later down the season.
Always a pleasure, Dan. Thank you for the time here. Be well.
Thanks for having me on.
This clip brought to you by Betway. Must be 19 plus to play. Please play responsibly.